gentle marketers. Welcome to episode number 45 of the Gentle Business Revolution podcast, the show where we talk about marketing your business by disrupting the current marketing paradigm and changing it to a gentler approach, one that's based on empathy and kindness. I'm Sara Croce, and I'm the host here, and I was thinking I haven't explained my name in a while, so just in case you're new here, let me explain my last name so maybe you can visualize it every time you hear it. So visualize a big majestic cathedral in Florence, the Basilica di Santa Croce. Santa means holy, and Croce means cross. It's my husband's name, and when we got married, he's like, oh, I don't know if you want to take on my name. Nobody knows how to spell it. It's so long. And I'm like, are you kidding me? It's a beautiful name, and I think actually it goes well together with my first name because Sara is kind of a name that goes in every language, and the Italians always say, yeah, Sara is an Italian name. And if you go to Tunisia, they tell me, yeah, Sara is a Tunisian name. So it's funny. It fits in well with every kind of language. So it's my husband's name. And no, he's not from Florence, but he's from Sicily. Actually, he grew up in Toronto in Canada, but his parents are from Sicily. So in Sicily, it's a very common last name as well. So in Italian, you pronounce it Santa Croce, and in English, Santa Croce. So Santa like Santa Claus, and Croce with a ch sound. So there you go. Back to the show. You know that you're in the right place if you are a heart-centered entrepreneur or change maker who is looking for a better way to market your business. Or you are an entrepreneur who is simply tired, sick of the traditional marketing model, and are ready for a paradigm shift. You might also be a marketing impact pioneer. That's someone who's working for an organization in a company, maybe in the marketing department, and really you are also looking to changing the current marketing paradigm. So today's episode falls under the P of people of the Gentle Marketing Mandala. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you can download your one-page marketing plan with the 7 Ps of the mandala, and that's how I structure the podcast here at sarasandacroce.com/1 page. One page. So this is in a way a follow-up to episode 21, sarasandacroce.com/GBR21. in which I addressed a question about niching. So to niche or not to niche. And in that episode, I explained that I'm making my worldview my niche or my niche. So in today's episode, I'd like to discuss that approach. Rather than having a specific service being your niche, such as I have with my LinkedIn consulting business, I suggest making your worldview your niche, like what we're doing here. I'm saying that hype marketing has to stop and that it's time to bring back more empathy and kindness to the business and marketing world. So I'm constantly sharing my worldview about, making this world a better place, about bringing more love and empathy and kindness, and about my values. And all of that I'm sharing in my emails, in this podcast, in the upcoming book, etc. So that's what I mean by making your worldview your niche. On a recent extra episode during COVID-19, I even shared my political views and disagreement with this current American administration. And I actually tried to stay away from the taboo topics, but let's face it, if you and I were to hang out at my local coffee shop, actually, we don't really have the traditional coffee shops, but think Swiss bakery, right? So if you and I were hanging out, it's very likely, given the current events and depending on the latest idiocy that this certain person is tweeting about, this thing would come up. Because yes, I'm not shying away from having these conversations with people that I feel connected to and with people that I feel aligned with. I feel that you wouldn't be listening to this podcast if you didn't agree with this worldview, if you didn't also believe that the world deserves better, smarter, wiser, softer, more eloquent leaders. That doesn't mean I have to make it my main focus. I'm following someone who made it kind of his main focus and is commenting almost daily on all the things that are happening. That's too much for me. That's not where I picked my battle. My battle is about bringing more empathy and kindness to the marketing world. So my battle is not in the political field. That was my dad's battle. And I'm very much convinced that you can only pick, so many battles. Like, for example, women's equality is also not my battle, even though I so much believe in it and support it, but it's just not my battle. That's not what I'm, here. That's not my calling in a way. So that's why I'm not focusing on that so much. But I can still say, yes, of course, I, believe in women's equality. Yes, of course, I believe Black Lives Matter, but it's just not the main focus of what I'm here to share. So is there a risk then by bringing more of this worldview? Is there a risk of excluding certain people? Of course there is. If you show up and have opinions and kind of share these opinions, not everyone is going to agree with you. But one of the big focuses in gentle marketing is that we want to only work with our ideal clients. Everything else is exhausting and just not as joyful. So sharing your worldview, and that includes your political opinions sometimes, means that you will really only resonate with those clients who see the world the same way. They get you and you get them. Bringing in a worldview in your marketing can be very subtle. Storytelling is a great way to hint at your values and worldview without having a clear mission statement on your website that says, I'm left wing, or, here are my values, or anything like going out in an email or something. It can really be brought into your stories, and people can get it that, you stand behind these causes. It can also be reflected through the clients you work with or the partners you collaborate with. So the fact that I'm bringing in, people from B corporations, that interview with Sophie, I'll look up the link to that episode and put it in the show notes. But bringing in B Corps also demonstrates that I am all for doing business for good. So kind of your worldview is reflected through the rest of the work that you're doing. Is it worth taking that risk? Yes, it's so worth it. In my manifesto, I share how I felt when wearing a mask for so many years. If you don't have that manifesto, you haven't seen it, you can download the beautiful PDF at thegentlebusinessrevolution.com. There's no opt-in. It's just an instant download. So I'm sharing how I felt when wearing this mask for so many years. And the cost of not bringing more of you to your marketing is just huge, because faking things takes huge amount of energy, and eventually you'll just feel drained and frustrated. On the other hand, working with ideal clients really uplifts you, and you feel like you're having a blast, and your clients basically turn into good friends, and you want to continue, calling them and checking in on them even after you finished your collaboration. So my answer is yes, it's totally worth taking the risk of excluding certain people by sharing your worldview, because those who resonate with your message will resonate even more if they feel so totally aligned with you. And don't get me wrong, I totally get it that it's not easy at the beginning when you're literally just starting out and you could care less whether your clients share your political views or not. Totally get it. And I think that's where I went wrong. I wanted to just accept every client, and that was fine, but I then never had the courage to bring in more of me after those few first clients, let's say maybe the first, maybe even the second year. So I encourage you to go ahead and just accept whoever comes your way in the beginning. But over time, show up with confidence and bring in more of you, more of your worldview. Because over time, you'll weed out those clients who are not really aligned with you, and you'll get more of those who are. Talking about confidence, I want to put in a shameless plug for my free Gentle Confidence mini course. It's a short 10-part video course and also comes with a worksheet for reflection. And my hope is that after going through this mini course, you'll feel encouraged to be yourself, empowered to continue working on your competence, understanding that confidence can be learned step by step, and most importantly, understanding that you're enough because you are enough. So to get access, just head on over to saracroce.com/gentle confidence. I'll put the link in the description of this episode as well, so you can find it there too. Did I mention that it was free? Yes, totally free. And one more thing, don't see me as your confidence guru. There are plenty of areas in my life and business where I lack confidence, and we'll have to keep working on it as well. So this wraps up this episode about sharing more of you and more of your worldview and your values in your marketing. That's how we are the change that we want to see in the world. Speak soon.